Cincinnati, Ohio is an absolutely incredible city, and whether you're currently living here or considering a move to the area, you'll want to stick around for these tips when it comes to living and thriving right here in the Queen City. Hey, thanks for rocking with us today. I am pumped to showcase our top tips and some new ideas for living in Cincinnati. My goal with this video is truly to provide some value for you, regardless of what your relationship is with this city. If you currently live here, I'm really hoping to push you outside of your comfort zone to learn or try something new. And if you're considering moving to this area, this is going to be a helpful download of the local culture and opportunities here, should you decide to make the leap. And before I go any further, if you like this video or want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel below. Now, let's hop right into our top 5 tips for crushing it right here in Cincinnati. Number 1, learn about the rich history and architecture of the city. Okay, hold on. I know that some of you are thinking, like, seriously? Your quick tip for me is to do history homework? But hear me out. I'm serious on this one. The older I get, the more I appreciate what makes this city special. Cincinnati is nestled alongside the Ohio River and has a rich history that traces its journey from being a small settlement all the way to becoming an official city in 1819. In reality, exploring neighborhoods like Over the Rhine feels like stepping back in time with its beautiful old buildings, and these structures mainly reflect a time when lots of German immigrants came here seeking work in factories, breweries, and other industries, and the result is a unique blend of European-inspired architecture that gives Cincinnati its distinct character. Sure, we tell people all the time there is unique local architecture, but there is a reason why, and it can be a ton of fun to learn more about. Some of my personal favorite structures in the city are the Cincinnati Museum Center at Union Terminal, the Carew Tower downtown, and the John A. Roebling Suspension Bridge, an engineering marvel that links Cincinnati to our neighboring Covington, Kentucky. These are just a few examples of the great buildings that grace Cincinnati's skyline and streets, each one adding to the city's rich history and architectural beauty. When you realize just how old this beautiful city is, it makes way more sense why our buildings have so much charm and character. Dig in and learn more about Cincinnati's roots in order to fully appreciate the city. You can look into guided tours, museums, and events to enhance your knowledge, and there are plenty of great options available. My free advice, book an underground tour or an architecture tour today to experience something completely new in this city. And don't worry, we will have future videos diving deep on this exact topic of Cincinnati's history and architecture. Number 2, check out the Cincinnati food options. Look, I'm a food guy, and I might not have the most sophisticated palate on this side of the Mississippi, but I'm telling you, Cincinnati has a killer food scene. There are lots of food options to try that reflect Cincinnati's mix of cultures, and while we could go a million different directions, let's focus and narrow down on a few of the local staples that we're known for. In my opinion, the most special dish, and this will not shock you if you know anything about this place, is Cincinnati chili. Yes, it's a bit different from regular chili, and the Texas people say that it's not chili. It's most often served over spaghetti and hot dogs, which is a coney, and topped with cheese and onions. And let me tell you, for some of us locally, this is basically a major part of the food pyramid. You can find this chili at famous spots like Skyline Chili, Gold Star, and a number of local chili parlors, but let's be real, Skyline Chili takes the cake. Another local favorite is goetta, a kind of sausage made with meat, oats, and spices, and if you've never had this, it's definitely worth a shot. If you like beer, Cincinnati has an insane amount of great breweries to visit. We have a thriving craft beer scene with breweries that people love like Rheingeist and Mad Tree, and these offer a wide range of things to sample. And finally, for dessert, you have to try Graeter's ice cream. It's really famous for its rich flavors and massive chocolate chips. I cannot emphasize this enough, and look at me when I say this, you need to eat Graeter's ice cream. Now, while I focused on the local stuff there, rest assured that the food scene in Cincinnati will be more than sufficient to satisfy whatever craving you have. Here we have a list of our team's favorite restaurants in the city that we think you should check out. This is all-encompassing with a variety of cuisines and price points, so make sure to take a screenshot and enjoy, hopefully, some new places for you. So what's the action item here? Try a unique Cincinnati dish or go enjoy one of our favorite restaurants to try something different. Number 3, dive into a sports enthusiast's paradise. If you didn't realize this, Cincinnati is a sports town. I'm a huge sports fan, and this is a killer place to be one. And it's only seemingly getting better as we go. I can't emphasize enough how much energy this city brings. when we have good players and teams that are competitive. You can feel it in the streets, and you can bet that wherever you are walking around, you're going to see tons of people wearing our hats, shirts, and jerseys. There are tons of ways to enjoy the Cincinnati sports culture to the fullest, and I personally partake as much as humanly possible. As a reference, when the Bengals made the Super Bowl in 2021, I was actually able to attend the game in Los Angeles along with Mitch. Guys, I am all in. So what can you do for a good time in the Cincinnati sports world? Heading down to Great American Ballpark to cheer for the Cincinnati Reds is a favorite. And did you know the Reds are actually the oldest team in baseball, founded originally in the 1860s? Cincinnati basically experiences a local holiday every year on opening day. This is when the Reds play their first game of the season, and the energy is absolutely wild. That event is highlighted by a massive parade before game time, and anybody who's anybody is celebrating opening day. Just a short walk away from Great American Ballpark is Paycor Stadium. I do have to say, heading into Paycor to cheer on the Cincinnati Bengals has been really tough to beat in the recent years. When the Bengals are competitive, I would put our crowd in Cincinnati up against any other city in the NFL. We get wild. And let's just say that Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow have the boys playing competitively. Like I said, we made a run to the Super Bowl after having, wait for it, a drought of 30 years since even winning one playoff game. Needless to say, we are all loving it. And the energy is coming from years of pent-up frustration that finally has a sense of hope and excitement. More recently, Cincinnati has fallen in love with our MLS soccer team, FC Cincinnati. Watching this team form from the ground up since 2015 has been absolutely magnificent. Their new stadium on the west end of Cincinnati was built specifically for soccer. And this team is truly setting themselves apart as one of the premier clubs in all of U.S. soccer. Once again, I am all in with this team, and they recently won the Supporters Shield in 2023, meaning that they had the best record in the entire MLS. When it comes to energy at games and a family-friendly environment, it's going to be tough to beat hitting an FC Cincinnati game. And if you like college sports, the University of Cincinnati and Xavier University have teams that you can root for too. Basketball has always been a huge part of the culture here, with an emphasis on the crosstown shootout, when the University of Cincinnati and Xavier play against each other once a year. This game is a huge deal. UC football also has a strong history of success, and the city really rallies behind that team on Saturdays at Nippert Stadium on UC's campus. And look, the reality is you are not that far from Columbus, so you might have to come to grips with the fact that you're going to run into a lot of Buckeyes fans, and they are going to be making that trek to Columbus on Saturday afternoons. And okay, I'm out of jerseys, but if you're looking for a rowdy and fun environment to watch some hockey, we have the Cincinnati Cyclones, our local minor league team. This is the most likely chance that you'll get to watch someone get punched directly in the face. So as I said, no matter what sport you love, Cincinnati has exciting games and passionate fans that will make your experience unforgettable. So hit a game and have some fun in this sports paradise. My free tip for you, check out a Reds home game on a Tuesday or a Friday night. On Tuesdays, they call them 3-2-1 Tuesdays, so you can get a $3 beer, a $2 hot dog, or a $1 ice cream cup at the game. And on Fridays, the Reds do Fireworks Fridays for their home games. So after the game concludes, there is a free fireworks show for your family to enjoy with loud music. It's an awesome time at the ballpark, and it's all included with you buying a ticket. Now, one thing you should know about the Barron Group is that we do a free Reds game annually, and we've actually eclipsed 3,000 people coming to this game with us. We do this every single year, and if you want to be included in a future Reds game with our team, follow along and you'll always see when we have one coming up. Moving on to tip number 4, check out the vibrant culture and art scene. The art scene is deeply rooted here in Cincinnati, and if this is not your everyday focus, you may just miss how prominent this really is in the city. A legacy of artistic appreciation has created a dynamic and inclusive community, and it's deeply fueled by our city's diverse population. Some of the pillars in the city's art landscape are the Cincinnati Art Museum, the Contemporary Arts Center, the Cincinnati Ballet, and the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra. Speaking of the orchestra, one of my personal favorite buildings in the entire city is Cincinnati Music Hall. It has absolutely stunning architecture, and it's a historic venue here in the city built in 1878. Music Hall hosts a variety of performances and events throughout the year, welcoming a diverse range of both performers and audiences, and I have been to many weddings in this beautiful building. In addition to these staples that I mentioned, revitalized neighborhoods such as Over the Rhine and Pendleton have transformed into cultural hubs, attracting artists and enthusiasts with galleries, studios, and performance spaces. And if you're looking for some additional evidence that the city's art scene is on fire, we were named the #1 city in the entire nation for street art in 2024 by USA Today. The 300+ murals that we have garnered much attention, and the city is really leaning into this unique vibe as something that sets us apart. In the end, Cincinnati's art community thrives on collaboration and support. We have an environment where creativity and innovation can flourish through festivals, events, and grassroots initiatives, and the locals here absolutely love them. Here are some of the top festivals that our team thinks you should check out to truly get a feel for the Cincinnati culture and the art scene here. One that I think is worth sharing about specifically is Blink Cincinnati. Every 2 years in mid-October, the world's biggest art and light show turns the Cincy region into a live-action art installation that is family-friendly and free to everyone. You can experience Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky's skyline after dark and illuminated by crazy unique light installations. Talk about a show. So what's the tip here? Get outside of your comfort zone and do some research on free festivals or events that are coming up. There are plenty of them, and you will not regret taking your spouse or a friend and checking out something new. Make sure to wander out and get the full experience of what our city has to offer. And for our final tip, number 5, enjoy our local nature and outdoor recreation. In Cincinnati, nature lovers have plenty to explore with a variety of outdoor options. We love this because it's something you can experience on your own, with your family, or with a much larger group. With over 100 parks to choose from, including famous spots like Eden Park and Mount Airy Forest, there are endless opportunities for hiking, picnicking, and enjoying scenic views. For a variety of different outdoor experiences, we would recommend checking out Alt Park, Sharon Woods, the Ohio River Trail, and the Cincinnati Nature Center. But don't stop there. We have so many incredible parks locally, and there are tons of opportunities for you to go explore. For a unique experience that you and the kids will absolutely love, visit the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Gardens. We are lucky to have one of the oldest and best zoos in the entire United States. The zoo has over 500 animal species, and you don't just have to take our word for it, it's consistently ranked in the top zoos nationally. We've actually been ranked both #1 zoo in America and #1 botanical gardens in America in 2022 and 2024, respectively. So yeah, it's the real deal. Whether you're exploring the parks, navigating the Ohio River, or admiring wildlife at the zoo, Cincinnati offers a ton of outdoor recreation options to satisfy your need for nature and adventure. And that's not even including Kings Island. So if we're talking about amusement parks, we have another level of joy and adventure for you. So what's the tip? Next time we have a nice day outside, check out one of the local parks that you have not been to. You can either look into one of the recommended parks that we shared, or Google and do a deep dive to find one that you and your family have got to check off your list. You won't regret it. Look, we know Cincinnati has a ton more to offer, but we can only cover so much in one video. We hope this opens up your eyes to tons more things that you and your family could be doing to enjoy this awesome city. And if you're considering a move here, we hope this helps you to better understand the landscape of what we think makes Cincinnati really special. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at info@barongrouprealty.com. And if you're considering a move, we would absolutely love to be your real estate team of choice in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and Dayton. We'll see you soon.